Hey guys, welcome back. I was going to do a pickup video today, but unfortunately I don't really have much to show because I was not successful today. I only picked up 3 titles, so I only have like 5 titles to share with you guys today, so I'll just wait until later next week to do that. So I'm going to do a couple movie reviews here. I only have 10 to talk about today. I haven't really been watching a lot of movies lately. I've been working a lot and tired. I wanted to have time to watch anything. I'm just want to sleep. So this is basically the month of September. We went through a store reset this last month and a half, or probably a month and a half, so I haven't had time to really watch anything. So I watched this on November 3rd, and that is Blood Moon from 1989. Directed by Alec Mills. I fell asleep toward the end of it, so I couldn't tell you the ending, but I'll give you the synopsis and then I will go from there. So, something dreadful is happening in the small town of Cooper's Bay, something more hideous than murder. The victims, usually students, are being strangled with a particularly grisly weapon while making love. Then they're buried, and small-town life goes on. And after that, this little other paragraph here pretty much gives the movie away. From my, I think anyway, but that is until Kevin, an outsider, falls for Mary, the daughter of a Hollywood star. Both are on the campus killer's hit list. They're also on biology teacher Miles Sheffield's hate list. Miles cannot tolerate his oversexed wife's embarrassing affairs with the students. Finally, the rage building within Miles and the insane butchering of young men and women explode in a nightmare night of heart-pounding suspense under a blood moon. Yeah, like I said, someone's killing these kids off one by one, and they're all on his hit list, so you could easily put two and one together. So from what I've seen of this movie, though, it was really, the acting was over the top, especially with the 2 leads in here, Leon Lisick and Christina Moore. Yeah, it's cheesy. It was fun. I think I gave it a 3 out of 5. It's your average late 80s horror film. It's okay. I wouldn't like go out and about and say, go pick it up and give it a watch. But if you like cheesy late 80s horror films, I say check them out. Next up, we have a Vinegar Syndrome title. Sorry, forgot to mention that. This is an Artisan Entertainment release. This one is a Vinegar Syndrome release, and that is Dear Dead Delilah, 1972, directed by John Ferris. Again, I watched most of it, fell asleep toward the middle, and then watched the ending. It's your, typical early 70s Southern Gothic type movie. So when you first watch the film, takes place in 1943. This girl, her name is Luddy. She viciously murders her mother with an axe. That whole scene is just like crazy, but it starts the movie off really well. 30 years later, and freshly released from the state mental hospital, deemed cured of her violent impulses, Luddy's luck seems to be turning around thanks to a chance encounter with the family of Delilah, the miserly matriarch of a large plantation estate. She quickly finds herself hired as Delilah's housekeeper, but no sooner than her arrival at the cavernous and secluded mansion, grisly murders begin to take place. And worse, each time a new corpse is discovered, Letty finds she is unable to recall her whereabouts at the time of the bloodshed. Could her old self be coming out, or is someone else trying to set her up for more sinister motives? Again, I enjoyed this movie. It's definitely bloody. Um, there is a decapitation or two in here, so that's always fun. Let's see. This stars. I forget who's in here. Patricia Carmichael, Agnes Moorehead, Robert Gentry, Will Geer, Dennis Patrick, and Michael and Sarah. So, good cast. And this is a region-free Blu-ray and DVD combo pack, as you can see. And then there's also reversible artwork. There. I like this one better, but let me know which one you like better. I like the redone artwork. Do I recommend it? Sure, definitely. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I definitely really enjoy like the early 70s like slasher films. So next up, this movie was a trip. I give it a 3.5 as well. This is from Camp Motion Pictures, and that is Call Girl of Cthulhu. They were doing this killer comedy days hashtag thing on Instagram, so I figured I'd participate. So yeah, this was a very interesting watch. But I really enjoyed it though. Honest, I thought I wasn't going to, but I really did. This is from the makers of WNUF Halloween Special. I recommend that one as well. I'm very excited for the Blu-ray that's coming out from who's putting that out? One of the partner labels for Vinegar Syndrome. I don't remember which one. Just yeah, I think is it Waxwork? I think it is Waxworks Records. Anyway, this comes the goriest, most hilarious H.P. Lovecraft tribute to ever splatter the screen. Yeah, it's a fun watch if you like horror comedies. Carter Wilcox is a struggling artist who's been saving his virginity for someone special when he meets the enchanting escort Riley Waitley. He believes he's found the one. Unfortunately, she's also someone special to an ancient cult that believes she is the chosen bride of its alien god Cthulhu. Forced to mate with the tentacle deity, Riley becomes a vessel for the spawn that will destroy mankind. Now Carter and his noise musician roommate Erica Zan must battle the sinister cult and unimaginable creatures to save Riley and the rest of humanity. Will they save the world or surrender to the slimy grip of the great old ones? This is directed by Chris. I can't say the guy's last name. LaMartina. I guess I say it LaMartina. Yeah, it's a fun watch. Really bloody, gory. Really heavy on the H.P. Lovecraft Cthulhu story. Yeah, there's even a scene in here with a zombie penis, so I'll just put that out there. So that was interesting. So yeah, I recommend this one if you guys enjoy horror comedies. This is also a combo pack. Nothing special. It's the same image on both the discs. So, and then you get some sort of I never did this, but you could order the poster if you wanted. So there's that. Next up, we have a classic here, which was a rewatch for me. Another dark comedy, if you will. This is from TriStar, an Image. This is from 1999, and that is Jawbreaker, starring Rebecca Gayheart, Rose McGowan, and Julie Benz. Also starring Pam Grier, Carol Kane, Judy Greer, Ethan Erickson, and Chad Christ. Directed by Darren Stein. Now, if you guys enjoy movies like Mean Girls, Heathers, then you'll enjoy this one. First, there's Courtney and her pawn, the dense but dangerous Marcy Fox, a legend in her own little mind. And there's the angelic Julie Friedman, doomed to be popular because of her pretty face. And lastly, the teen dream herself, Elizabeth Purr. An ordinary kidnapping prank leaves the future prom queen dead, leading to a cover-up makeover on this edgy, unpredictable comedy. But there will be no mercy as prom night arrives, bringing the spirited tale to its cruel tiara-dropping conclusion. I've seen this a handful of times and never gets old, in my opinion. So I think I give this, it's so nostalgic to me, so I give it a 5 out of 5, but that's my personal opinion. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen Jawbreaker. I really enjoyed it. Let's see, next up was a film I watched on Tubi that I do not recommend. It's the stinker of my list here. That is The Mill from 2008, directed by Granger Hines. I was trying to remember the plot here. Basically, these kids who you don't like, you want all of them to die anyway. They're treating everybody like shit. They go to this convenience store to buy beer, and they're underage. And the guy that is behind the counter, he's an older guy, like, I don't know, late 40s. He's probably not supposed to be in his 40s. He's supposed to be like their age, but he's older. And the one girl flirts with him so she can get the beer, and he doesn't want to sell it to them. And then her boyfriend gets all like nasty in his face about it, so he just lets them take it. This happens a couple times in the movie. But yeah, it was. And they finally get to the mill, which is an abandoned, I guess, place. They want to hang out and do whatever. And yeah, there's a killer amongst them, and it's just really dumb. It's very predictable. You basically know who the killer is at the first scene they're actually in there. Of course, it's like what I liked about it is the abandoned building. Of course, I like anything abandoned buildings. There was one decent kill in there. One person gets stabbed in the stomach, and then they fall down an elevator shaft. But you don't even see them fall down the elevator shaft. But then again, you don't get attached to the characters, but you don't want to, because they're all stupid. So you all want them all to die. So I give that a 1.5 out of 5, just because of the atmosphere, the abandoned building. Yeah, I don't recommend that one. So the next one I do recommend, even though people think it's stupid. It's a horror comedy. Of course, it's going to be stupid. That is a Shudder original called Slacks. Chopping Mall meets the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Not really. Kind of, but not really. Synopsis. Actually, let me see. This is directed by Elsa Caffert. Yeah, Caffert. This is from 2019. It was just released this year. 76 minutes, so it is a short watch, but it doesn't drag at all, so that was nice. A possessed pair of jeans is brought to life to punish the unscrupulous practices of a trendy clothing company. Shipped to the company's flagship store, the killer jeans proceed to wreak carnage on staff who are locked in overnight to set up the new collection. Slacks is a blood-splattered pleasure that is just good, bloody fun. It was good. It was bloody. Some of the kills were over the top ridiculous, involving the pants. The backstory of how the pants were haunted was kind of like, I understand it, but they had to bring in the whole sweatshop kind of thing, underage kids making the jeans overseas and whatnot. But I thought it was fun. So yeah. Slacks. Next up, I watched the first Alligator movie. That is from 1980, directed by Louis Teague, starring Robert Forster, Robin Riker, Michael Gazzo, Dean Jagger, Jack Carter, and Perry Lang. It's a fun watch. I definitely highly recommend it. I've never seen it before. This was a first time watch. I did not watch the sequel yet. So 12 years ago, two incidences occurred which bore no similarity until now. The Kendall family decided their pet baby alligator was too much of a nuisance and flushed him down the toilet. At the same time, Slade Laboratories was conducting secret hormonal experiments with dogs, and the dead dogs were disposed of in the city sewer. As the baby alligator fed on the dead dogs, its body chemistry took on grotesque mutations. When several brutal murders are discovered, David Madison is out on the case. But this is no human psychopath. This is a ravaging animal turned monster bent on destroying everything in its wake. Very cheesy, but I love my 80s cheese. What more can I say? Killer alligators. I love killer alligator movies. Obviously Lake Placid. What else is there? Eaten Alive. This one, of course. So yeah, I definitely recommend this one. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Up next, this one I did fall asleep to, but I watched probably about half of it, and I thought it was pretty good. I know it doesn't get great reviews, but I thought it was pretty good for what I saw anyway. And that is from 1987, and that is Evil in the Woods, directed by William J. Oates. A low-budget film crew travels down to the southern town of Mildew, Georgia, to lens their new cinematic opus, Bigfoot versus the Space Killers. Unbeknownst to them, there are actual monsters in the woods, monsters that are the embodiment of pure evil, driven by a 3,030-year-old force named Ida. Massacre Video proves dying can be fun, presenting Evil in the Woods on DVD for the first time ever. This is from 2015. Doesn't have a lot of extras on it, though. It has a still gallery, DVD-ROM of dialogue, script, and trailers. I don't have much to say about it, but it was fun from what I saw. It's geared more toward children than adults, but like I said, I had fun with it. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen this movie and what you thought of it. And there is reverse artwork on here as well. So we got, of course, this cover, and then we have this cover. So I like both. But the only thing I don't like is the fact that this is correct, and then this one is like upside down when you, yeah, so I'll just leave it the way it is. I gave that a 3 out of 5, but I might go back and watch it and might give it a higher rating. Next up is another masterpiece in my eyes, and this was a rewatch for King's birthday, and that is Silver Bullet. This is a Scream Factory release. Probably don't have much to say about this because it's a classic. Everyone's seen it, and if you haven't seen it, please watch it. It is a fun werewolf movie based on Stephen King's novelette, Cycle of the Werewolf. Peaceful town is suddenly terrorized by a maniacal killer. Townsfolk think a madman is on the loose, but a wheelchair-bound 13-year-old, played by Corey Haim, knows the truth. The werewolf is on the hunt with the help of his Uncle Red, played by Gary Busey. The kid's name is Marty. Sets out to stop the half-man, half-beast before he sinks his teeth into another innocent victim. Now time is ticking and the full moon is about to rise. Like I said, highly recommend this film. This is directed by Daniel Attias, from 1985, 94 minutes. And there is reversible artwork for the original poster art inside. Pull the disc out. Yeah, just the regular stuff. So it says part human, part wolf, total terror. Alright, the last title here is a film that I just watched 2 nights ago. Yeah, 2 nights ago. Thursday night. And that is a film from 2021, put out by Magnolia, and that is Censor. Now, I know this is getting a Blu-ray release really soon. Vinegar Syndrome is putting it out. I will be getting it because I really enjoyed this film. I give it a 3.5. This is directed by Prano Bailey Bond. I don't recognize any of the cast members. This is a British film. Alright, so here's a little synopsis on the back here. Film censor Enid, I think it was Enid, is assigned to review a disturbing film that recalls her childhood memories. She begins to unravel how this eerie work might be tied to the long ago disappearance of her sister. This movie is very trippy, very dark. It can be bloody at times, and it's just alright weird. So, if you guys enjoy weird, really out there films, I definitely recommend this one. I fell asleep toward the middle of it, but I kind of get the gist of it. Basically, she's watching the film, and then she goes out and tries to, I think she gets a reel of it, and then she watches it on her own, and somehow she gets sucked into it, and she thinks everything that's going on is real, but it's not. It's very bizarre, but I can't say much else about it, but definitely recommend this one. So that is everything I have to review today. Like I said, I only have a couple of pickups, but I'll share that in a different video. I probably won't be going out tomorrow. I have family plans, so definitely see what I can find out on Tuesday. So hope you guys enjoyed my reviews. Let me know in the comments if you've seen any of these titles and what you thought of them. And I will catch you guys later. Bye.